Hello, I'm doing another video on the Kirekegaard book. People might be thinking, Josh, this is an objectivist channel. Why do you keep bringing up existentialism? All I'll say is there's a woman involved. I don't have to say anymore. I don't want to. I just wanted to quote something from this book that sounded interesting. A similar message is communicated in Ingmar Bergman's very Kierkegaardian film, The Seventh Seal. Antonius Bloch, the disillusioned knight returning from the Crusades to his plague-ravaged homeland, sends his squire to ask directions from a man sleeping on the beach. The squire tries rudely to awaken the man, pulling back his cape from his head, and finds himself staring into the gaping jaws of an eyeless skull. When the squire returns to his master, the knight asks, "Did he speak?" The squire responds, most eloquently, "This is a very Kierkegaardian message." Now, it sounds really cool, but it's been bugging me because I don't get it. It sounds cool, and it makes for a really cool movie scene, I think, but I don't get what's such a big deal about it. I don't know, I guess it sounds cool though. I think what he's trying to say is that maybe seeing the dead guy is sending a message that this is a dangerous place because there's a plague. I have a feeling though that there's like a bigger message that I'm missing. I'm not going to call it deep though. I don't want to fall into that trap that's been going around of if it sounds cool and you don't understand it, that means it's deep. No, because I think it's only deep if you like get a revelation from it and you totally get it, and it's like wow. But this is just kind of cool sounding. I think I'll get it eventually. If y'all have any interpretation of what exactly that means, let me out. It sounds cool though. Probably look it up. Read it from time to time. There's this other little thing. One of the quote, can't find it. It was really easy to find last time. Anyway, yeah, that was the first Kierkegaardian thing. This next thing has to do with roles. You know, how we all play these roles, several roles, that they often don't seem very authentic. I found it. However, there are some roles that are socially dysfunctional or pathological. Any one person inhabits many roles throughout the course of even a day. The salesperson, husband, father, chess player, church deacon, member of the PTA. Sometimes these roles are superimposed one upon the other. Sometimes they overlap at the edges. Sometimes they are contradictory. There are rules, conventions, procedures, and formats for almost anything we can conceive as a human action. Any activity that could not be so analyzed appears irrational or even insane. Yet irrationality and insanity themselves have certain typical components. Even unpredictability is predictable. If the behaviorists were to be delighted by this discovery, Kierkegaard was horrified by it. It seemed to empty the word self of meaning. Roles are a kind of protective armor. But what do they protect? Well, what if there is nothing inside the armor plating? We would like to think that the self is like an artichoke whose layers of armor protect the heart. And then there's this cool little picture of a helmet guy and a dude going to the armor. Is anybody home? It's kind of funny. This is one of those things in my later videos where I said that existentialism and objectivism kind of on the same page, although from like different directions, come down on the same problem. The only thing they really have in common is recognizing the same problem. They usually have very opposite solutions. They often see this, recognize a problem that people don't simply get. And basically, that sounds like an existentialism. Now, for my objectivist viewers, let me translate that into Randian. Second-handers. I think that's what Kierkegaard was talking about, and what objectivists would call that. A second-hander is someone who puts on these roles. They believe what they believe because it makes them popular, or they act because they think that how they act is how they should act, and not because they think it's the right thing to do. And it's also another form of the objectivist view of altruism, in that you don't live for yourself, make up your own. This is where the objective type of self-interest should be like, you live for yourself. You shouldn't live all these other rules. You should live your own rule. Your rule should be Josh Brooks. That's me. Or no, my rule should be Josh Brooks. Your rule, it should be insert your name. But you shouldn't play all these. You shouldn't be all these rules just because you think just because you want to fit into the convention. That's second-handedness, because it's sort of the objectivist sense of altruism, because you're putting yourself in other people's your body sort of way. You're sort of living through other people because you're living through their rules and roles and what they tell you to be, rather than being a single person all day long and acting based on what you think's a good idea, and not just, okay, well, everybody else shares this religion, I'm going to have this religion because people around me have it, or this is popular, so I want to be this. Instead of thinking, okay, what about my existence? Why should I should question everything and figure out what's real based on my brain, what I think's right, what I think's right, rather than what's popular. That's sort of my view of it. And yes, that's the end.